Hello to all. Welcome on series of interviews within the project Nature the Youth Work, which is supported by the Erasmus Plus program. So far, we talk with youth worker, career counselor, and also a person which is supporting traditional arts. Now we have a completely different profession and completely new look on topics linked to environment and sustainability, and that's journalism. With us is Bojan Blazhevski, Macedonian journalist, which has series of experience covering like issues like in North Macedonia, in Western Balkan, and even more wider. So firstly, Bojan, welcome. Thank you for giving your time to us, and I will now let you shortly introduce you.
Hello, well, my name is Bojan Blazhevski. I'm a journalist from Skopje, North Macedonia. I work for more than 13 years as a journalist in different media outlets here in North Macedonia, but also I worked for media outlets in the Western Balkan countries. And in the last couple of years, I mostly work on topics that cover environmental protection and ecological hotspots in North Macedonia, but also in the Balkan region. And I have my background is in journalism and political science, educational background, and last summer I spent 1 month in Serbia within the project which is organized by BIRN, regional exchange program for journalists from the Western Balkan countries. And I had the opportunity to work on cross-border stories regarding the environmental protection and infrastructure projects. So I'm ready to answer your questions.
Thank you, Brian. I think that you are more than ready. When I was like getting ready for this interview, I know that in autumn you were in Berlin, and you were not there by accident. You were there for an event organized by Clean Energy Wire, which focus like on support for international journalism regarding the topics on energy top like issues. Can you a little bit generally introduce to us how it is when you are covering such a topics? And what, for example, means for you like a journalist when are you attending events like such that was one in the Berlin? Is it important for you to, I don't know, collect the information, little bit network, see what are the issues?
Yes, so this event in Berlin was practically one event that was organized of a network that lasts for 10 years and where journalists from all over the world are getting together in order to talk, but also to work together on climate change issues and how to tackle one of the biggest problems in the world today, and that is climate problems that rise with the climate change and the rise of global temperature worldwide. So I have to say that when you're participating in this kind of event, such as the ones in Berlin, you have the opportunity for networking and meeting, with different journalists from different parts of the world to see the situation regarding the climate change policy in their countries and what is happening, especially on the EU level at the moment. Um, to find your colleagues that work on similar climate change projects, or maybe to help them, but also to find some answers on some specific topics, to find some ideas for covering in future in Macedonian media outlets. So there are a lot of opportunities for journalists within this network. And I have to say that COP29 is happening for a couple of days in Azerbaijan, and it would be again very hot topics regarding the climate change issues will be again approached, and unfortunately the world is not going in the proper way. We are seeing very devastating scenes we saw in Valencia in Spain, we saw in Bosnia, in Central Europe in the last couple of months. here in North Macedonia, we had wildfires this summer, which were catastrophic. Also, one of the biggest fires in the last, maybe the biggest in the last 20 years. We should see the statistics in the upcoming weeks about these wildfires. So climate change is really like huge problem, especially in this part of Europe. Yeah.
You already now introduced several issues, like you mentioned the floods in Bosnia and Herzegovina and the fires here in North Macedonia. Can you like maybe introduce a little bit more, like what according to you are the most appealing environmental ecological issues when we speak about the Western Balkans? Because honestly, in Czech Republic, we don't cover Western Balkan a lot. And if we would talk about environment and ecology, we would say that we don't have no information. Maybe when really some natural disaster happens, but that's like this 1 day reporting and, and after quiet. So what you would say, like what are the most appealing or issues here in the Balkans?
Yes, so regarding the climate change, wildfires in the summer months are really a big issue in the last couple of years, not only North Macedonia, but the same situation is with Greece, especially with Greece. And we had this problem in Albania, in Serbia this year. Also, there were huge problems. So the problems with heat waves and with that last for a longer period of time, of couple of weeks without rains, with very high temperatures, they are producing wildfires, and together with the problem that arises from illegal activities in forests from different subjects in North Macedonia, they are practically devastating the forest in North Macedonia, and this is a huge problem. And this is an issue which maybe is not understandable from someone who is coming from Central Europe or from northern part of Europe, because maybe wildfires are not so hot topic in these parts of Europe. We also have problems with the treatment of wastewater in North Macedonia, and this is a similar problem in the other Western Balkan countries. Because let's say less than 1/3 of the whole amount of wastewater that is produced in North Macedonia is going into the rivers and lakes and underground water without cleaning, proper cleaning of this wastewater. And this is the same situation in Serbia. So I work on this issue last summer, and practically we found the results which are more than similar in both countries. And I know that the same situation is also in Albania, in Kosovo, in Bosnia. So practically these Western Balkan countries had the similar issue. In the European Union, of course, there are countries which are having practically to have a complex or facility for cleaning the wastewater is something that is must for EU country. Here in the Western Balkan it's not the case. Even in Skopje, we don't have this kind of facility. And there are also problems with ecological hotspots, especially in North Macedonia, but not only in North Macedonia. There are similar cases in other countries, such as Serbia, the situation with the mine in Bor, and here in North Macedonia, we have the situation with the pesticide Linden in Ohis, and we have more than 10 other ecological hotspots that are polluting the air, the water, the land of the communities that live around these ecological hotspots. So practically, there are huge issues regarding the environmental protection in North Macedonia, but also in the Western Balkan countries, which are still how to say, not taken seriously by the authorities, especially by the authorities.
You now name really a lot of issues, and I want to kind of ask how it is when you are investigating, because like I think it's like when we speak about with young people about all these ecological issues, sometimes they get really say that they feel very anxious and depressive, and sometimes they want to stop thinking about it because basically there is nothing positive. How you, like for you, like a journalist, which you are covering for months some of these issues for years, do you see at least something, like some signs that maybe some at least people have a more awareness, people, when you talk about it, or it is because it sounds kind of depressive. So how you are dealing with it, like when are you covering such burning issues?
Yes. Luckily, the number of NGOs and ecological organizations that work on this issue is growing in North Macedonia, but I can see the same awareness that is growing in the other countries, such as Serbia, Montenegro, and etc. And this is a positive thing because you can find a source of information that can give you data, that can give you some sort of material that with that material you can work much easier as a journalist, and you can approach easily the authorities regarding this problem. On the other side, from the aspect of, so I think that the awareness is growing among the whole population in North Macedonia. But on the other side, I think that the authorities are the real problem because they are practically not aware. Even if they are aware, they practically are not allocating enough finances to tackle this issue, and this is the biggest problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. The authority response, I think it needs to be pushed. So I see like one of the ways that like the civil society and like we still need to more push that they feel that they need to respond to it, that it's like this general need.
Yes.
Do you have now what we will now go to the last two questions? Is there some topic which you would like to really write about, but you kind of maybe miss the data or you don't know how to approach it? Do you have some, like in brackets, dream ecological and environmental topic, which would be like some you see there the great story there or the real importance to bring it?
Well, I can say that cross-border stories are the things that I would really like to work in the near future because I saw that the results that are coming from comparisons between different countries which have like same problems uh, can lead to journalistic content that can be like several steps above from the stories that you work in your own country. So I think that this is something that is my dream, let's say.
So I hope that you will have some other opportunity to work on some cross-border stories. And also, one last question. You work like a mentor after
Yes.
so many years of experience. So I want to ask you, you work with young journalists. Do you think that
Yes.
there is some change happening in their mindset covering environmental and ecological issues?
Well, it depends from person to person. I can say that in so far there is quite a huge interest regarding these issues. It depends from which part of the year you're approaching the youth. I think so. In this period when we have like huge air pollution, and this is another problem that is happening in North Macedonia, especially in the bigger cities. And young journalists are practically catching the problem, and they want to report about it, what is happening around them regarding the air pollution. But I think that the awareness also among young people, they practically want to cover topics connected with the air pollution, with the ecological hotspots, and also regarding the wildfires. I can see like positive steps regarding the environmental reporting among the young journalists.
That's really great. So to finish on the positive note, after because we always talk about these challenges, and I think it's very important to work on the awareness. So thank you very much for joining us and for giving us this little brief insight in so many appealing issues in the Western Balkan, and hopefully your dream will come true and you will have the chance to work on some cross-border story. Thank you, Bojan.
Thank you also.